Many people ask, what is a plasma petroglyph? What does it mean? Why should I care? Well, the question begins at the petroglyphs themselves. For decades, almost 30% of petroglyphs that are the same worldwide have been unexplained. How could the original artists all be depicting the same forms without prior knowledge? And these glyphs range a span from 40,000 years ago to almost modern times. Yet for decades, no one had an explanation why in Arizona, Armenia, Guyana, New Mexico, Spain, the Alps, the United Arab Emirates, in Italy, Puerto Rico, and other regions all show the same Squatterman glyph. Is it the thunderbolts of the gods? We think so. But no one put the pieces together, even as sprites lit up the sky, and we took pictures of them. The picket fence aurora petroglyph and the discussions from the Thunderbolts Project, remembering near-Earth plasma manifestations and displays in our ancient past through modern auroral examples, is evidence enough. Worldwide, what we see is Birkeland current plasma columns being excited in the auroral field depicted on pottery in Mexico and written about in papers here, September 28th. Plasma petroglyphs, earthworks, and the megafauna extinction. Now, what they're suggesting in this paper is that the Younger Dryas event was a major plasma event. But there are other plasma events, like this New Mexico petroglyph that reveals an ancient solar eclipse well known in 1097. The glyphs here were dated to around that time, and people were wondering what this sun-like glyph could be depicting. Is it Medusa, or is it the solar eclipse of 1097? You make the call. This is one example of a petroglyph of ancient man depicting what he saw in the night sky. And Anthony Peratt, in December of 2003, published characteristics for the occurrence of a high current Z-pinch aurora as recorded in antiquity. And you may ask, what does this even mean? Well, it means that these auroras emanating from the North or the South Pole at the auroral ring were visible from the entire planet as a Birkeland current and a cone depicted in pottery worldwide. When did we see this? Well, it's anyone's guess. Could be multiple times. But the plasma experiments at Los Alamos Laboratory produce the same figures that we see on the rock worldwide. This is Central Australia. Pictures sent to us today. The same as Armenia, the United Arab Emirates, Spain, in the Four Corners, and Guyana. More Central Australia anthropomorphs depicting the same. And worldwide, we have the same figures. Even in Puerto Rico, the dots are significant because these are the synchrotron radiation associated with the plasma discharge. And it just doesn't go with native cultures and petroglyphs. Worldwide cultures, Bolivia, Egypt, North America, Sumer, Indonesia, Peru, Nigeria, and on. Everyone depicts the same anthropomorph. Now, Anthony Vandersloot and Peratt nailed it on the head with searching for rock art evidence for an ancient super aurora. But many scientists poo-poo the idea And they continue to write papers saying that these glyphs are depicting something other than plasmas, like perhaps the mantis petroglyph in Iran. Here, what you're looking at, which they have a peer-reviewed paper that says that this is clearly a praying mantis. But yet the plasma experiment showing the double hook and the double circle exactly as the glyph shows. What say you? Did native man see an excited aurora in the night sky? I know they did. Were they witnessing sprites, perhaps? Or was it some type of a composite? Where if you increase the aurora 100 or 1,000 times, the effects are worldwide and unexplainable. We do know that this is probably associated with the Younger Dryas event, when a plasma column rose from the North and South Pole, visible from the entire planet. And people recorded it, time immemorial, in the rock. And that's what we're getting to with Squatterman 2022. The Plasma Petroglyph Tour in Rio Doso, New Mexico. Mid-May, where we will take you to the rock, we will take you to the conference center, and we will prove our point. That there was a message, just like Göbekli Tepe, just like the pyramids, warning us of a cosmic cycle that exists in our universe. A clock just ticking away every precessional cycle. Astrology was the original science. And there's good reason for that. Because in these precessional realms, catastrophes occur and they completely wipe out civilization as we know it. And we were being warned. The explanations in Peratt's paper are astounding. They account for almost every iteration and every type of petroglyph that is unexplained, using high temperature plasmas in a laboratory at Los Alamos. In the experiments, they can recreate petroglyphs representing the caterpillar, the ladder, Jacob's ladder. And in the paper, they go over examples of all of this worldwide. And the simulated experimental geometries, which are then played out on the rock. It is literally mind-blowing. The petroglyphs in Utah basically prove the conceptual geometry and the experiment all in one locality. 3 Rivers in southern New Mexico, where the conference will be held, has over 30,000 petroglyphs, many of which are directly related to everything we've been talking about, which is why we're having the conference there, so that we can discuss the science and go out into the field and experience it for ourselves. And that's a boon to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. In a dystopian world where we have to spoon feed you the rewriting of history. And it's worth it. Join us May 14th and 15th in Rio Doso at, well, the greatest conference ever conceived. Squatterman 2022, May 14th to 15th, Rio Doso, New Mexico. The Plasma Petroglyph Tour. Holy macaroni. That's a boon to knowledge. More details coming. No one is bumming.